Nobody in a locked cell has a gym membership, and yet some of the most brutal physiques in fitness history were built behind bars. Ask any strength coach who studied old-school prison training, and they'll tell you the same thing. You don't need equipment to get strong. You need a small space, your own body weight, and a reason to push through discomfort. Most people think without a gym, progress stops. That's wrong. By the end of this video, you'll know 5 brutal bodyweight drills that build serious strength in a space no bigger than a jail cell. Let's start with drill number 1. Drill number 1 is the prisoner squat. Stand with your feet shoulder-width apart and place both hands behind your head, fingers interlaced, elbows pulled back wide. Now lower down into a full squat, hips dropping below your knees if you can manage it. Then drive back up to standing. That's the whole move. No weight, no bar, just your own legs and gravity. Here's where most people get it wrong. They let their elbows collapse forward and their chest cave in as they get tired. Instead, keep your elbows pinned back and your chest proud through the entire set, like someone's trying to close your elbows and you won't let them. Here's why it matters. With your hands locked behind your head, you can't use your arms to cheat the movement at all. Every ounce of the work falls on your legs and your core, which is exactly the point. It strips the exercise down to nothing but raw effort. Keep your heels flat on the ground the whole time. Don't let them lift. And control your breathing. Exhale hard as you stand. If full depth is too much on your knees, only go as low as feels stable and build depth over time. If it's too easy, slow the tempo down. 3 seconds on the way down, every single rep. Aim for 20 reps. Rest 30 seconds. Do 3 rounds. Feel your thighs burning after just 1 round? That's your legs learning to work without any help. Now let's move into drill number 2. Drill number 2 is the Hindu push-up. Start in a downward dog position. Hips high in the air, hands and feet on the floor, forming an upside-down V. Now dive your chest forward and down in a swooping motion, skimming close to the floor until your hips drop low and your chest lifts up, arms straightening like a cobra rising. Then reverse the motion, hips driving back up to where you started. That's 1 rep. Sounds strange the first time you try it. Most people try to move through this in a straight line, like a regular push-up. That's not what we want. This is a swooping, circular motion, hips dropping and rising as your chest carves a path close to the ground. Here's why it matters. This single move trains your shoulders, chest, and back all through a full range of motion, while also loosening your hips and spine. Exactly the kind of full body conditioning you need when a normal gym press or row isn't an option. Keep your core engaged so your lower back doesn't sag at the bottom, and move slow the first few times until the pattern feels natural. Don't rush it. If it's too tough, keep your knees bent and the range shorter. If it's too easy, pause for a full second at the top with your arms locked out. Aim for 12 to 15 reps. Rest 30 seconds. Do 3 rounds. Feel that stretch through your shoulders and hips. That's mobility and strength being built at the same time. Drill number 3 is the prisoner burpee. Stand tall, then drop your hands to the floor and kick your feet straight back into a plank position. From there, do 1 push-up, then jump your feet back up toward your hands and explode straight up into a jump, reaching your arms overhead at the top. Land soft, then go straight into the next rep. This one's simple to describe and brutal to do. Most people slow way down on the transitions, standing up gently instead of moving with any urgency. Instead, treat every part of this like it's connected. Drop, push, jump, explode, land, repeat, all in one continuous rhythm. Here's why it matters. In a cramped space with no equipment, this is one of the only moves that spikes your heart rate and builds real conditioning at the same time. It trains your body to keep producing power even when you're out of breath, which is exactly the kind of toughness that carries into everything else. Keep your core tight through the push-up so your hips don't sag. And land with soft knees on the jump. Don't crash down flat-footed. If the jump is too hard on your joints, step back up instead of jumping down. And step up to standing instead of jumping at the top. If it's too easy, add a second push-up at the bottom. Aim for 10 reps. Rest 30 to 40 seconds. Do 3 rounds. Feel your lungs burning along with your muscles? That's real conditioning, not just strength. Drill number 4 is the jackknife sit-up. Lie flat on your back, arms extended straight overhead, legs straight out in front of you. In one motion, fold your body in half, bringing your straight arms and straight legs up together to meet in the middle, like you're closing a jackknife. Then lower back down under control, arms and legs staying straight the entire time. Most people bend their knees the moment it gets hard, turning this into a regular crunch. That's a mistake. Keep your legs locked straight through the whole movement, even if that means your range gets shorter. Here's why it matters. This move demands total coordination between your upper and lower body at once, building the kind of dense, functional core strength that holds up under real physical stress, not just the look of a six-pack. Keep your lower back pressed into the floor at the bottom, don't let it arch. And control the lowering phase, don't just flop back down. If straight legs are too tough right now, bend your knees slightly until your core catches up. If it's too easy, slow the tempo to a full 3-second lower on every rep. Aim for 12 to 15 reps. Rest 30 seconds. Do 3 rounds. Feel that deep line of tension running through your entire core? That's real midsection strength, built with nothing but your own body weight. Drill number 5 is the wall walk. This last one is the toughest, and it flips your whole body upside down. Get into a push-up position with your feet resting against a wall behind you. Slowly walk your feet up the wall while walking your hands backward toward the wall until your body is close to a vertical handstand, chest facing the wall. Hold for a moment, then walk back down under control. Most people rush this, kicking up fast and losing control halfway through. Instead, move one hand and one foot at a time, staying tight and controlled at every single step. Here's why it matters. Training upside down builds pressing strength and shoulder stability that a normal push-up never touches. And it teaches your body to stay calm and controlled, even in an unfamiliar, disorienting position. That's a mental skill as much as a physical one. Keep your core braced hard so your lower back doesn't sag as you climb. And breathe steady. This position tempts people to hold their breath. Don't. If a full wall walk feels too advanced, just practice walking halfway up and back down. If it's too easy, hold at the top for 5 full seconds before walking back down. Aim for 3 to 5 full wall walks. Rest 45 seconds. Do 3 rounds. Feel that deep burn in your shoulders while your whole world is upside down. That's strength and control being built together. So there you have it. 5 brutal bodyweight drills, 0 equipment needed. The prisoner squat builds raw leg strength. The Hindu push-up trains your upper body through a full range of motion. The prisoner burpee builds real conditioning under fatigue. The jackknife sit-up carves out dense core strength. And the wall walk builds pressing power and control upside down. Together, they hit every major muscle group in a space no bigger than a small room. Train this circuit 3 to 4 times a week, resting a day in between, and give it 3 to 4 weeks before you expect real changes in strength and conditioning. You don't need a gym to get strong. You just need to be willing to work. Try this exact routine before your next scheduled workout, and tell me in the comments which drill broke you first. Train hard, I'll see you soon.